Let's talk about sketchbooks. So you've begun your adventure to get better at drawing. And like any adventurer, you need some tools to aid in your quest. A sword and armor, pencil and paper. An essential item for your drawing adventure is your sketchbook. Think of it like a spell book. It's a place where a wizard crafts and refines their spells. It's a self-made reference book on how to make magic, or in this case, how to draw rad stuff. So a long time ago when I was a kid, just starting to take drawing seriously, all I did was make finished illustrations. I would think to myself, I really want to draw Wolverine fighting Sabretooth, and then I'd just make that drawing. I never spent any time trying to figure out how to draw superhero anatomy, or how to craft a cool pose, or even how to use the tools that I had at my disposal, which were mostly crayons and colored pencils. Of course, that is a super fun way to draw and make images. Obviously, working on cool looking illustrations is one of the most fun parts of drawing, but it's not the only part. If you really want to level up your drawing skills, you got to do some practice first. It would be like trying to fight a giant troll without learning how to hold a sword and shield or cast a spell yet. And this is where your sketchbook comes in. You need a place where you can experiment with tools, practice the drawing basics, and plan out those more finished illustrations. You need a place that isn't precious, where you can make mistakes and it's not a big deal. Your sketchbook isn't a place for illustrations. It's a place to learn and fail and make progress on your drawing adventure. Okay, let's take a look at some of my earlier sketchbooks and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so I just found this box filled with a bunch of old sketchbooks from college, so let's pull out a few and we'll take a look. Alright, this sketchbook is from 2004. So this was my second or third year, maybe? It looks like second. Second year of art school, and this is when I started really using sketchbooks to level up my drawing. Now, you're gonna be tempted, if you buy a new sketchbook, it's filled with all these nice blank white pages, and you're gonna be tempted to make every page look awesome. But if that's what you want to do, go buy a nice pad of paper and use each sheet to make awesome illustrations. Your sketchbooks are for these rough, crappy, figuring stuff out pages. So this was some assignment. I guess it was like a rodeo thing or something. So these are thumbnails for that assignment. That looks like Hellboy. At this point I was doing a lot of life drawing. I remember this assignment. It's like some detective scene or something. Yeah, there's the assignment right there. Bruce Lee, like, this is thumbnails for a comic I did. Okay, now we're getting into where I've started playing with, I think this was the first time I started using a brush and ink, like a nice brush dipped in ink. So this was me trying to figure that out. These are Feral Dalrymple drawings. See, I mean, it's just, this thing's filled with junk. You know, nothing fancy. More thumbnails for a comic. So this was me trying to figure out that brush. This is from a comic called The Ecstatics. Sketching. Trying to figure out spot blacks, I guess. I love this drawing. This is my bandmate Brooks. We were in a band called Ravens. He played keyboard, so this was my view of Brooks. I was probably sitting at the drums when I did this drawing of him, and I just love how this is in Sharpie. I just love how I don't know, that's probably the only drawing in this sketchbook that I like. Gambit, some Wolverine, Ninja Turtle, like, you know, just fill your sketchbook up with junk, figuring stuff out, drawing apes, Punk Samurai, dude. Like, so you can tell that this isn't something that's meant to be shown off. This is a sketchbook that's meant for me to get better at drawing. It's not meant to show other people, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. For real, like, see how unorganized and like most of the pages aren't even filled up. At the time I was living in Savannah, so you know, there's old historic graveyards everywhere, so I was drawing a lot of graveyards. That's pretty cool. It's all just figuring stuff out. Alright, this sketchbook is from my time at the Center for Cartoon Studies, the grad school I went to. I don't know if this was first or second year, 2006, 7, 8, somewhere in there. A lot of brush pen drawings. I did not do this amazing drawing of Gambit. That was my friend Joe who did this drawing. He's awesomely talented. I think he did this too. So in this sketchbook you can see I started to do more finished, polished illustrations every once in a while. Did this rock band. I was big into playing rock band drums at the time. So you can see I'm making fun of my hand drawing here, so I'm trying to figure out how to draw hands. I didn't quite spend enough time on it, clearly. This is another Joe drawing. Joe did this drawing. I did this one. Let's stay out of that must be for the rock band. Drawing faces. So obviously this was a sketchbook I kept in class, so lots of drawings of my classmates. You know, a good thing to do is look around. If you don't know what to draw, just look around and find what's around you and draw that. And it'll give you ideas. Alright, right here, this is what sketchbooks are all about, right? So everyone gets it in their head that they can't draw, that their drawings suck or whatever, and those thoughts are okay, and that's why you keep a sketchbook, is so you can fill it up with crappy drawings and figure it out, so then you can start, I mean, look at this. Then you can start making awesome drawings. Like this one, I think this was a Valentine's Day card or something. Just making up what I guess We Fit was a thing at the time. Sketchbooks, you know, obviously are a great place to take notes. You can go back and reference them. It's a wonderful way to remember stuff. I made up this bear character here as a way to like represent self-doubt. And so I think this is me trying to figure out a comic about self-doubt, really. So I had this whole thing about like meeting this bear inside my own stomach and stuff. I don't know, super weird. But you can see not a whole lot has changed over the 4-year span in between this book and the previous one. I'm still just, you know, I'm not like filling up pages or anything. This was the first time I played Dungeons and Dragons since middle school. I came up with that's me, but Samophis, a halfling rogue, and then okay, so then we rolled characters. So this is like my character sheet. We played like a little one-shot adventure of original rules D&D. So I think I ended up with a magic user, chaotic, 150 gold. There's my stats. So there's like retainers and stuff. So this was like original D&D. I have a sheet with a bunch of spells on it. Practicing sound effects, I guess. Oh, so I had this idea for a comic about Bigfoot and the guy hunting Bigfoot. This weird dude. So it's like just me trying to figure out how to draw this Bigfoot hunter. It's another Joe drawing. All right, this is an awesome page. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. It looks like it was for a comic I was coming up with about the time that I bombed a hill and fell off my skateboard and scraped up my face. So this was just me trying to figure out how to draw skateboarding. Right, so there's a lot of there's a little machine gun with the skateboard, pogo. That looks like an impossible or something. Butt bomb in a hill. Like, this is how you learn to draw stuff in your sketchbook, just by doing pages like this. Just fill them up. I'm psyched on this page. Even that's a cool drawing. Ping pong. All right, that's it. Now, you don't have to use bound sketchbooks like these. After school, I started using stacks of just plain copy paper, and I would organize them with these manila folders by either date or if I was working on a particular project. I still use that method, but over the past few years, I've supplemented it with these notebooks, really thin notebooks with grid paper on the inside. The obvious benefit of having a book is you can just throw it in your bag or backpack and take it with you anywhere so you can practice whenever you want. Of course, if you work on the computer or tablet, I suggest setting up folders, just like my manila folders, where you can keep all of your sketches. The point is to have a place set aside, somewhere different than where your super clean client work or post on social media stuff goes. Now let's talk practical tips. What should you be drawing in your sketchbook to get better, to level up your drawing? One of the best assignments I ever got in school was to draw 100 faces. Just make them up, no reference or anything like that. The drawings didn't need to be awesome masterpieces. They just needed to be different from one to the next. By the end of drawing those 100 faces, not only did I understand how to draw faces better, but I also figured out how I liked to draw faces, or my style of drawing faces. So I took that lesson, and every time after that assignment, I needed to figure out how I wanted to draw something. That was my approach. I wrote this comic all about driving a car into a storm. Metaphor stuff. And I had to figure out how I wanted to draw cars in the comic. So I busted out my sketchbook and drew a bunch of cars. Simple as that. Really should take my own advice and learn how to draw hair that way. Just practice in your sketchbook, dude. So if I'm the guy in town with a question mark over his head, the quest I give to you is to pick something you want to get better at drawing at and do 100 unique drawings of that thing. Don't worry about the quality of the drawings, just do 100. Faces, cars, hair, Wolverine, whatever it is. I really believe that this is the best and fastest way to level up your drawing. This quest will give you the most experience points. And it's repeatable too. So if you keep sketching a bunch of different things, figuring out how they work, it won't take long before you have this library of things you know how to draw. And if you practice just a little bit in your sketchbook, you'll be able to knock out those finished, more polished illustrations way easier. You'll take out the troll, no problem. Quest complete. Alright, if you'd like to see what I'm working on, give me a follow on Instagram or Twitter. I try and post stuff on there almost every day. If you have any questions or comments about this stuff, leave something down in the comments below. I read all the comments and respond to any questions down there. Alright, thank you so much for checking this video out. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go draw in your sketchbook.